So let's start, and let me start making a correction. I was mistaken. Our next speaker is not 18 years old. She is 15 years old. She is quite brave to be here to tell us her experience on learning C++. So this is going to be a shorter talk, but I want to thank you very a lot to be here and to tell us her experience. Many of us learned C++ way, way ago. Did I tell you I learned C++ in 1989? Yes, 89. So a lot of time ago. So I can imagine that the experience of learning C++ today is quite different. I am very, very interested. So thank you very much for coming. Please tell us.
Thank you. So today I want to show you guys how I, as a teenager, learned C++. So let's start with why I started learning. I started learning C++ because I wanted to face new challenges, because I was learning Python before and everything, but I realized that Python is very easy for me, and I wanted to face something more challenging, and I really, really wanted something harder. And I got an amazing opportunity to review the book Introducing C++ by Francis Buontempo, which really gave me the motivation to actually start learning C++. Because before that, I've never really made myself start it. I always wanted to, but I never actually did it. But this made me actually start it. Also, parental influence had another main thing why I started learning it, because my dad works with C++. So I've been around C++ my whole life, and I always saw him do C++, and it's really interesting. At first, I, of course, didn't want to learn it because it's complicated, but then a few years later, now I really understand why it's good. So let's see how I learned it. As I said, I mainly learned it from the book of Fran, which really helped me because it was about coding a small trading game, and it explained every single step in details. But I also had to do some additional research since I've never done C++ before that. So I didn't know some of the professional words or what the errors do, so I had to search those up, which of course made it a little bit harder because I don't want to read all the long, long websites on the internet. And ChatGPT couldn't give me the right answers very many times. And with the software install, my dad helped me because I had no idea how to do it. To Python, I didn't need to install anything other than Python itself. So my dad helped me with it. He explained it in detail how to install it, so the next time I can do it by myself. And he also helped me with the code when I got lost. But he didn't exactly tell me what to do. He just gave me hints and let me figure out the rest, and only told me and explained it when I really, really got to a dead end. Now let's see some further details about the book. At first, I had to get used to it because I've never actually read anything which isn't fantasy or school books. So it was very hard that it's not enough if I understand every fifth page. I have to understand every single sentence. So there were pages at first which I had to read like 20 times so that I would have a clue what's going on. And it was also difficult because I was reading this book in school because I always have lots of time in school, in lunch breaks, and I just wanted to read it. But there were so many distractions. Like all the kids were around me, they were screaming, or they were actually throwing balls at me. So it was very hard to focus on it. And that's also another reason why I had to read some pages many, many times. But what helped me with understanding it is that it had lots of illustrations, like it had pictures in it, and it also had like some chunks of code, which made me understand it better because there were some parts which I didn't understand from the text. But then I looked at the illustrations and I understood that, oh yeah, this actually does it, that, and this is actually the process, because I learned from patterns more easily than from the text. And that way I could understand it very fast. And I was like so surprised that actually, oh, it's very easy, but from the text it seems so hard. Now, when I was doing and reading the book, I had to do the code in it, which was very, very boring, that I had to repeat compile and run every single time. So luckily, my dad helped me with a solution, which is called Simple. And this is a tool which combines the steps of compile and run into one, so I don't have to spend my time with writing down every single line of code, and I don't have to think about writing the compiling command properly or nice. It just does it for me. And I will show you a demo of it right now. So here there is basically only one file, as you can see it, which is called srv.cpp. And if I write ./srv.cpp, then it will run the file. In a bit of time, it will start it. And okay, so I cannot type, but the thing is that it shows the whole tree of it. And as you can see, it compiled the whole file for me. And I didn't have to write anything. And this is how the file looks in the terminal. And as you can see, the first line is the hashbang simp, or which makes it automatical. And as you could see on my presentation, it works in the terminal, as I showed you in my terminal. And it also uses Conan and supports the modules natively. And it is possible by introducing the classical hashbang in the first line of your code. That's what was the line which I showed you in the VS Code. And basically it works like that. But now let's move on with my actual topic, which is about how we might find it difficult as a teenager to learn C++. Well, what I think is more difficult in learning C++ is that we don't need to learn it in the school. And I've been to fewer schools, I've been to 3 schools, and I talked to lots of IT teachers, and they had no idea about C++. They knew few lines of Python, yes, but they didn't know anything about C++. And when I'm learning something, it's a lot easier to learn from a living person around me, because if I learn from YouTube, I cannot ask them real-time questions about it. But if my teachers don't know C++, then how am I supposed to learn it if I don't have someone like my dad, for example, who actually knows it? Then it would be very, very hard for me to learn it. And also, when I search it on the internet with Python, I ask ChatGPT what to do, and it will most probably tell me the right answer. But when I do that with C++, it often told me something completely different. And it just made me even more lost in my code. And I just did not understand it, why it does that, because I used what ChatGPT told me and I didn't understand it. Because we teenagers, we really don't want to read all that long websites. We just want to read the short AI summary of it. We don't want to waste our time reading so much. So we just we just want to find something in 2 seconds and get the right answer. But with C++, it often didn't work like that. Now let's see what was the advantages and disadvantages. Well, as I know, C++ gives me more freedom in coding, but it also gives me more freedom to make mistakes. And in Python, I almost never have mistakes, but in C++, I was error, and I was what the hell happened? I didn't even notice what I was doing wrong. So I had to reread it 20 times so that I would actually find where I went wrong. And also, it's a lot more complicated, because with Python, I can just read print, and then it will print. But in C++, I had to use cout, and I was how? I just had to first connect it with my thoughts that cout does the same thing as print. And I had to somehow understand also how to actually pronounce it, because at first I didn't know that either. And as I've already mentioned, it's hard to learn it if you don't have someone IRL close to you who actually knows how to do it, because on YouTube, it's just so hard to learn it. So let's see the summary. Basically, what I think we as teenagers need is a more modern way of communication. Because I'm gonna be honest, we scroll on TikTok 3 hours every day, and we're not doing anything else. So I think what I see in my For You page on TikTok and Instagram in 60-second videos, that a small Python code, we can code a rainbow jumping unicorn. And it's just there, the whole code. And I just write that in my terminal and it will work. And I never saw a C++ video on my For You page. And I think what would really make us more interested in learning C++ is if we can see it on our social media For You pages. Because if we only see Python, then we will do Python. And of course, we love to show off that I can do this. And if I can do it in C++, it's a lot more cooler than in Python, because not many people know C++, and it's a lot more complicated. And I think it's really just these 60-second short codes which we need. Also, we learned a different way than the older generations, because we first want to do it. Like, I write down the code, which I don't understand at all. And then while I write it down, I start understanding it, what does what. So like, I don't learn it from text at first. I just do it first and then I learn it. And I think that's like a whole different way of how you guys probably have learned it. And to close my presentation, here's a picture of my cat who helped me learn C++, and he is very, very serious about learning it. So thank you.
Thank you very. I want to congratulate you, and also your dad, because I was not so successful, and none of my kids wanted to learn C++. So, is there any question? Oh.
Hi, thank you for your talk. I just have one question for you, especially because it's something I struggled with back when I learned C++, and maybe it happened the same to you. Especially when it comes to documentation, did you ever find yourself that you want to do a specific thing and in C++, and then you stumbled like, oh wait, this is the old way to do C++. Which one is the new way, or like the distinguishing between old and new C++?
Well, I've never actually learned the old C++. I started with the new as possible, so I don't really have experience with that yet.
Lucky you. Any other question? Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much for your talk. That was exceptionally well delivered. Can you please explain to us, so the videos that you see on TikTok with jumping unicorns and stuff, I'm interested, so what are the actual problems that you actually can go and implement that you see, and it makes you do, oh wow, I actually want to do that thing. Just a couple of examples would be nice.
Well, we usually like to do like funny things in code. So like, my classmates are very, very not into IT, so like they have no idea. So they will be like surprised that, oh my God, that's so cool, no matter what I do. But we mainly like to do funny things, like some meme things, for example. Like, that's why I said the rainbow jumping unicorn, because like, it's funny, it makes absolutely no sense, and it will most probably not help you with your life if you can make a jumping unicorn in C++. But it's just funny, and you can just show your friends that, look, I made this, and it's just cool. So basically, we are up to making anything, I think. And in Python, they usually just show us a bit of code, like how to make a list and stuff. But they like make it into a meme. So they are like using voice changer, and they're like screaming and everything. Or they are just hitting the keyboard like crazy people. But it's basically, we want to do anything which is funny or like makes absolutely no sense to do it, but it's just funny. That's what we like.
So in the presentation, you're talking about two languages mainly, Python as accessible and C++ as less accessible. I'm wondering if you had previous experience with things like Scratch or any of those kind of toy programming languages where it is not really a language, but you drag and drop boxes with functionality, or if Python was your first thing?
Well, Python was like my very first thing. I did some extra informatics class in my school because I was very bored of PowerPoint all the time, and I was just complaining to my teacher that I don't want to do that. So I went to like some extra IT class where we learned to make a website in PHP, but I don't remember anything from that. Because I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really concentrate on it. So I have no idea what we did. I just copied everything. But my first thing was Python, which I learned, yes.
Thank you very much for your talk. And thank you very much for that I can realize my memories from 4 years ago when I started, not starting with C++, but just with programming languages. So I identified the same struggles that you found by myself. So thank you very much for making me feel younger. Thank you.
You know what? Some of the things you said reminded me when I started programming. So C++ was not my first programming language. How many of you started with Sinclair Spectrum and BASIC? Yeah, that's it. And you may remember that then, well, jumping unicorns was too tough, but we could draw some things on the screen that was connected to our television and do some stuff. And probably we have lost something in our way. Yeah. So you reminded that to me. Thank you very much. So thank you very much for your presentation.